Hi, Pam Dunn here. I'm the founder of the Peaceful Project. And one of the programs we do is called Community and Unity. And in St. Louis, we are working in an elementary school complex, and we work with all the second grades and all the third grades. And I just want to share a beautiful story of an experience I had one day, which we have great experiences every day that we're there, but this was particularly wonderful with one of the kids. So we do a concept called the Peace Table, and they get an opportunity at the Peace Table to ask for what they want and to do a conflict resolution with one of their friends or one of their perceived enemies. And so it happened that this young boy picked one of his friends, and they start out and they say a value. So in this case, the one boy said, I am friendly, and the other, his friend who he was doing the exercise with, said, I am a good friend. And so the boy that I'm referring to went second. So the first child said, when I felt angry when you made fun of me at recess. What I want is for you to say you're sorry and to not be mean to me anymore. Will you? And his friend says, yes, I will, and I'm sorry. So then it's his turn to go. And so what he says is, I feel angry when you tell on me when we're in the line waiting to go somewhere. And I want you to stop doing that. And his friend looked at him and he paused. It was probably about 10 or 20 seconds. And he says, no, I won't do that. Well, immediately, the little boy who had asked for that at the Peace Table, that resolution, you could tell he was getting very angry. So I just simply asked him, how are you feeling right now? And he said, I'm angry. And I said, I can understand that because you're not getting what you want. And this happens sometimes. So what's really important is what you're doing right now, is that you're letting yourself feel that feeling of angry, but you're not acting out how you may have done before. And that takes a lot of courage. So I had everybody acknowledge him for his bravery because he was doing this in front of the whole class. And so they both went and sat down, and we were working with another group. And about 5 minutes later, I look over and I see that little boy with the teacher, and she's holding him because he's crying really hard. And so I walked over there because they were now working in their small groups, and I asked the teacher if I could have a few moments with him. And so I took him to the side and I said, what's going on? How are you feeling? And he, of course, first, maybe not of course, but it was adorable because at first he just said, I do not like this, not one little bit. And I acknowledged that. I said, I'm sure you don't like this, but what is that feeling that you're feeling right now? Because you're no longer mad. And he was able to identify that he was feeling sad. And so I said, it takes a very brave person to let himself feel what you're feeling right now without blaming somebody else and without acting on that. And so in that moment, he stopped crying and he looked at me and he said, you know what? I want to be great someday. And I was a little surprised to hear that. So I said, that's incredible. So tell me, who's somebody great that you'd like to be like? And he said, my sister. And I said, well, I want you to do something. When you go home today, you tell your sister what you did, because great people do what you do. And that's what we get to do every time we're with these children. Because human beings, and especially children, are amazing and brilliant, and given the opportunity to slow down, feel their feelings, and then speak about what's going on, they'll have the answer. They'll know exactly what they want, and they'll operate from that brilliance. Thanks for listening.